Hey folks, JD here, and today I want to just go over this one again. This is the KFPlan that Banggood sent me. Now, we had a little look at this yesterday, and do you know what? I went back over the footage when I came home, and something occurred to me, and it occurred to me that I was not kind to this quadcopter at all. First of all, let's look at exactly what this quad is. It's a toy grade quad, brushed motors. I should not have been flying it in winds of 7 to 13 miles an hour. But I did, and I did for one very good reason, and that is that optical flow, the lens sitting right there. I put a lot of faith in this technology, not over much. I'm not delirious to the idea that these do go wrong, will go wrong. They have gone wrong for me on film more than once. But I like to try and push the technology within a safe limit, and I try to think about how I can do that. And one of the ways I like to do that is just by taking up quads in different weather types. Okay, you have your sunny weather, you have your bit breezy, but now and again I like to do it in quite windy conditions, like yesterday. I think, put all of the other feelings aside, my personal feelings of this quad, just from yesterday's flight, is that I am very impressed with how this did. I really am. I think it actually performed admirably, very, very much so. To the point where I'm going to be doing a few more flights with this, and there are more expensive models than this which are out there. Which, if you do want to check out, there's a link in the description as well, because you can get a 4K model, you can get a model with a bag, you can get extra batteries, etc., all that normal good stuff. So, what I wanted to run through today was just my thoughts and impressions on this quad. I've achieved now maybe 3 flights out of this, so really not a lot. One which has been on film, the one that you watched yesterday, and then I've done one then which is, 2 more which have been offline, just for myself, because as much as I love to make videos to share with you, I do also like to have a bit of private time, and part of that is where I like to fly my own quads now and again and not record them. And both of the times was much better weather than the first video that you saw yesterday. But obviously it didn't really add anything extra to the flight, which is why I didn't record it, which is why I haven't shown you them. Now, what I like about this is it's a very basic quadcopter. It really is. I mean, it comes in at a pretty good price point. It's pretty basic. It's pretty cheap. But it's the optical flow sensor works extremely well, as we saw yesterday. Also, the 2 speed modes you have work very well. The battery life was actually pretty good. The transmitter worked remarkably well. Now, there are fake antennas. I don't like them. I rip them off. There isn't a point to them whatsoever. It's not going to harbour the control or the workings of the quadcopter, of the transmitter, so I just get rid of them. So I like it. It's very nice. It fits in your hand very, very nicely indeed. It gives you an overall good feeling when you use it, and I like that. I like that a lot. Very basic, but again, it does what it says in the tin. And as you know, if you've watched some of my videos, then you will know that I'm a fan. As much as I'm a fan of the technologically advanced, I'm also a fan of the basic. Sometimes the basic does things very, very well, and we shouldn't forget that. Now, with this, the most confusing part of this I found was the app. The app isn't overly confusing, but it does have a couple of confusing bits. Just quite simply. Actually, do you know what I'll do? I will show you the bits I'm talking. This is the H-Fun app. Now, it's got quite a nice clean view to it, but there are a couple of very confusing and quite annoying parts. Now, one thing I do like, I like to get rid of these 2 little virtual analog sticks. I don't want them there if I'm not using the Wi-Fi within my smartphone to control the quadcopter. So what I'd like to do is turn them off. Now, I can't find a way to do that. Now, maybe it's my fault, maybe I've done something incorrectly, but I've gone back through the settings, and all you can do is change the style of those 2 virtual analog sticks, but you can't turn them off. So that's the first thing. The second thing is when you go into your folders, here's where you have all of your video and all of your photos, right? And it's quite easy. You click on a video that you want, you can play that video back eventually, and it does work. But then the most confusing bit that I found about it was trying to share it. So I want to share it and put it online on my iCloud, which is then when I use my multiple different devices and try and get that video off iCloud, and then that's how I edit it, right? I take it from the cloud, I pull it down to my local machine, I edit it, and then whack it back up. Now, it doesn't matter how many times I've tried to save this, I cannot save from this app. This app will not allow me to save a file directly onto iCloud or even anywhere else from inside this particular view, where you inside your folder here. When you are recording the video, when you are taking photos, luckily it records. If you're using iOS, I haven't tried it with Android yet, but if you're using iOS, you will find that it will record and it will dump all the photos and all the videos into your camera roll as well. So that's good, so you can get it from there, so you haven't got to be reliant on trying to get it out of this app. I do find that a little bit annoying, because what happens if, for argument's sake, it didn't save to your camera roll? Then you have images, you have your media, which you can't get out. A couple of other things about it as well. The takeoff button I found again didn't work. I did also find that if I'm using the transmitter, I didn't find a lot of these buttons work. Now obviously another thing as well, waypoints, they tend to generally not work unless you're flying Wi-Fi. I haven't tried that yet, but just from flying with the transmitter it didn't work. Usually the reason why it doesn't work is because it has to have the Wi-Fi as its main medium, so therefore it has to know that you are using that in order for it to work. Speed modes, this is the only place I can find to change the speed modes. 100% it shows 3 speed modes. I can't find a way to do it on the transmitter. I've tried clicking down the analog sticks as well. One of them is meant to be for speed modes, but I didn't find that it made much of a difference. And then you've got record photo and take video as well, and you've got your little flight there as well. Oh, look at that. That's very, very annoying. I clicked that yesterday in the field and nothing happened. Do you know what? That's exactly how to do it then, isn't it? Master turns off the virtual analog sticks and flight turns them back on. Brilliant. Well, at least we found out how to do it. At least I know that now for the next time, so that's good. Right, so we've got all that built in, so I can take, just to let you know as well, I can take that off my list of bad points using this Master, using the virtual analog sticks there, because they've just been removed. So that's fine. Okay, so back to the quad. Now, I do find the overall build quality of this to be quite plasticky, but again, you get what you pay for. This is in the toy quadcopter market. Let's just remember that it isn't going to be the best production at all, but at the end of the day, it does exactly what it says in the tin, and that is it works, as well as it's going to work. Now, one other thing I do want to say about this, and one thing that I did enjoy just exactly how easy it is to set this up. For the past couple of weeks I have been using nothing but GPS quads, so it's really nice to get something out of the box, turn it on, bind with a single open and close throttle, and that's it, it's ready to go. I found that really, really, really appealing, really nice. So I think that is most definitely the easiest, the best plus point here. The battery life, again, I had no qualms with that, and I flew it really hard in my first flight that you saw yesterday. I think all in all, as toy grade quads go, I do not think this is the worst. I think it's actually pretty good. Again, I'm just looking at it from a flight perspective, not from features, and I think from a flight perspective it's pretty good. Video and photos, I found them to be pretty good as well. They're certainly not the worst. The video seemed, albeit quite whitewashed and a little bit blurry now and again, I did find it to be on the better side of the toy grade cameras. I do think one thing, and I think that toy grade cameras are most certainly getting an upgrade, and we're starting to see maybe the hobbyist cameras that were used 4 or 5 years ago in toy grade quads now, so that's great, because up until about a year and a half ago, the cameras that you had in toy grade quads like this were absolutely abysmal. The photos were okay, although because you have got brush motors here, there is a little bit of jello which is transferred through to the camera, so therefore that does show up on the photos, not necessarily in the video. So that was quite a nice little comparison as well that I saw from the video versus pictures. So there we are, my friends. That's just a quick rundown of this particular quad. I think, as toy grade quads go, I think this is pretty nifty. I really do, and I'm going to be performing quite a few more videos with this as time goes on. Alright, my friends, I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.